Okay, let's get right into it. Today, we're taking a closer look at a digital agency called the F9XR team. They make a pretty bold claim that they can take a standard, everyday website, the kind that's basically just a digital brochure, and turn it into a real, genuine growth engine for a business.
But before we get into the how, let me ask you something. Think about your own website for a second. Is it actually bringing in business? Or, if you're being honest, could it be quietly losing you potential customers? Maybe even leaking money every single day? It's a feeling a lot of business owners have, but can't always put their finger on.
And here's a number that might explain why that feeling is so real. F9XR says that a whopping 60% of potential leads are lost by most businesses just because of bad website architecture. Think about that. That's more than half of your potential customers just gone. They vanish before they even get to see what you're all about. And that statistic right there, that really sets the stage for the core issue we're talking about today, the digital growth problem. It's this huge gap between just, having a website and having a website that truly works for you 24/7. So let's look at this side by side. On the left, you've got all the usual suspects for why most sites fail. We're talking outdated designs, clunky mobile experiences, the kind of stuff that leads to bounce rates of 70, even 80%. That means most people land on the site and leave immediately. But over on the right, the F9XR solution isn't just about a fresh coat of paint. It's a total technical rethink. They focus on things like an AI-driven user experience, which is just a fancy way of saying the site actually adapts to how people are using it. It's about turning those bouncing visitors into actual paying customers. And this really gets to the heart of how they see themselves. They're not trying to be just another web design agency. No, they want to be seen as something more, as strategic partners, or as they call it, architects of digital precision. And I think this definition really nails their whole philosophy. It's all about connecting the super complex tech stuff with what a real person, a human being, actually needs and wants when they visit a site. The point isn't just to make something that works, it's to make sure every single piece of it, down to the code, is actively pushing the business forward. So how do they actually do it? Well, it seems to stand on three main pillars. First up is performance first. They're obsessed with sub-second load times because they know nobody waits around anymore. Second, you've got rock-solid security and backups. We're talking weekly, encrypted, off-site stuff to keep the business safe. And third is what they call niche AI logic, which means building custom tools, like smart booking systems or lead scoring bots. All right, so that's the big idea, the philosophy. Now let's see what that looks like in practice. What's in their actual toolkit? These are the services they use to plug all those leaks in a website. They pretty much cover the whole shebang. You've got the basics, of course, web design and development. Then you have the critical part of actually getting found online, which is SEO and local search. And finally, all the behind-the-scenes stuff, the hosting, maintenance, and infrastructure that keeps the lights on. Now, I know a tech stack chart can make your eyes glaze over, but stick with me here, because every choice is deliberate. For the front end, they use proven, stable tech. For the CMS, they often use something like WordPress. And why is that important for you? Because it means you, the business owner, can actually update your own content without calling a developer for every little change. And for hosting, they use the heavy hitters like AWS, which is like building your house on a bedrock foundation. It's secure and it can grow with you. And to make sure nothing gets missed, they wrap this all up in a structured process. This isn't about just winging it. It's a clear 4-step roadmap that's designed to take a business from just an idea to, well, what they call digital dominance. And the process itself is super straightforward. It all starts with discovery, where they just dig deep into the business and its goals. Then comes architecture, where they map out exactly how users are going to move through the site. Step 3 is execution. That's the actual build, writing all that clean code. And finally, and this is key, step 4 is growth. The site goes live, but the work isn't done. Now it's all about optimization and SEO to make sure it succeeds long-term. But look, a process is only as good as the results it gets, right? And that brings us to what might be the most interesting part, the F9XR guarantee. This is how they put their money where their mouth is. And they start with something really bold, a guarantee to deliver over 500 organic visitors. Now, that's a big deal. They're not just promising to build you a pretty website, they're promising that people will actually show up. That shows a ton of confidence in their own SEO skills. And to back that confidence up, they have proof. Here's a quote from a client, a medical director named Dr. Arshdeep, who talks about seeing incredible growth in just 3 weeks after they sorted out his clinic's local SEO. You can't really argue with real-world results like that.
This chart here tells another big part of the story, a 98% client retention rate. What that number really means is that clients aren't just happy when the project is done, they're seeing enough ongoing value to stick around for the long haul, which says a lot.
So if you wrap it all up, their promise really comes down to these 4 things. They have a skin-in-the-game approach, meaning they're invested in your success. They use flat rate billing, so no nasty surprises. You get 100% ownership of your site, no being held hostage. And they even throw in 2 months of free ranking support to get you off to a flying start. Which brings us right back to where we started, with a final question for you to think about. Take a good hard look at your own website. Is it just sitting there like a static, passive brochure? Or is it an active, dynamic engine working day and night to actually grow your business? It's definitely something worth thinking about.